Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with I don't even know what number Roxicology this is. I guess it would be maybe 15. I got a bunch of letters for Roxicology. I'm just going to read them off. The ones that weren't too long, got to tell you guys, sending them too long again. Maybe it's the newer people who don't know. I don't want any letters that are going to take me longer than a minute and a half to read. Some of you guys are sending me for real, like pages and pages. I'm not going to read that. Okay, so anyway, that's that. Let's get started. I'm 21 years old. I'm a nursing major with student loans, rent, and an odd desire to strip. I have the looks, the dancing skills, and the body, 36, 28, 45 for it. And I've always loved the art of stripping, and not to mention the cash. I admire the strippers who do it the right way by just dancing and having fun, and not the easy way, like sucking people off and stuff for cash. I think strippers should just dance. That other stuff should not be and is not in the job description. I'm a strong-willed virgin, and I have never been in a relationship with anyone because of my stubbornness, I guess. Because I know my worth, plus I haven't found the right guy to be serious with. I just wanted to get your opinion. Do you think stripping is wrong, sinful? Do you think guys outside of the club would think I'm a slut and label me as damaged goods? Do you think strippers are sluts? Why do you think people place such harsh stereotypes on strippers? Thanks. Love you, Rox. God bless. I had to read this letter because I thought it was so cute. First of all, let me just answer your questions at the end. Do I think stripping is wrong or sinful? No, I don't think stripping is wrong or sinful. Do I think guys outside of the club would label you as a slut and damaged goods? Well, this is kind of how it is now. Some people will and some people won't. You know that there are many men that are fascinated with strippers. Half the rappers, all of the damn athletes, everybody in the entertainment industry, let them tell it, they love strippers. Okay, so I evidently know some strippers we even know win quite big, like Black China, she's one, the Malia girl. There's quite a few strippers. Amber Rose, they were all strippers at one time, and they were able to parlay it into something even bigger now. That is not the norm, though, I would suppose. That is not the norm, though, I would suppose. And most strippers don't hit it big like that. But, I think that strippers have a whole different kind of respect in the game today. But yeah, there are going to be some men that look at you as, if you're a stripper, they're going to look at you as, they might look at you a little differently. Okay, maybe not the way that you would want somebody to look at you. Listen, the whole thing about it is that this is the sex industry, okay? And I understand that you feel like it should be the art and all of that. Some strippers are in it for the art, okay? A lot of strippers are not in it for the art. A lot of strippers are in it for the money that they can make, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do to get the money. You can't be so naive and blinded by the fact that if you're going to get involved in the sex industry, things might happen. You have now entered yourself into a whole new field, okay? And it could be grimy, it could be dirty, it could be rough, it could be hard, okay? You might find yourself in circumstances that you would not want to be in, especially being a virgin, somebody who is not that sexually experienced, things like that. Yeah, I think that you kind of might be a little not prepared for what you want to do now. I ain't saying that it's a bad thing that you want to strip. No, I don't. But yeah, the stereotype is there. Okay, whether or not it's true is there. I know at one point everybody might have thought about, when you think about what strippers make, the money that we've given strippers when I've gone to strip clubs and things like that, it could be a lucrative job if you are good at what you do. And, even I was just like, shoot. Rocky B done went on to find some strip club that'll let me work Mama Mondays, okay? That's when they had the mamas there. They got a little, pot belly and everything, and they can twerk for a full 5 minutes. and then that's it for me. I can't do no more. I really do like what strippers can do. I think that, a lot of us are amazed with the talent that some strippers have. I mean, I have tried some of the tricks. Don't tell nobody. Yeah, but you have to know that a lot of people don't feel that way. And a lot of people look at strippers in a negative way. So if you're going to get involved in that world, I think you should be 100% prepared. And you can go in there all with your, I'm a nursing student and I'm just doing this for the art. And, you know, you can keep that same thinking. I'm sure there are some that do that. But for the most part, okay, you enter in a whole new world. And you need to be 100% prepared for what you are getting yourself involved in. Okay, I'll make this quick and simple. I have been trying to figure out why I have been feeling this way for a minute, so maybe you could help me. My mom and dad are divorced and my dad started dating again, which is cool. By the way, the girl is 20 years old and my dad is 45, but now that they are engaged, I really feel like she is coming in between our relationship due to we would hang out for hours now that I am away. He barely returns my calls and has to check with her before he sends me money, but she ain't got no job. He wants me to be his best man, but I can't support him because I want my dad to leave her alone. She uses him and treats his feelings like shit. What should I do? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. You know how I feel about when people 45 years old get with somebody that's 20 years old. I just really don't understand those kind of relationships. I've told you guys a million times, but even with all that, okay, we're going to have to just kind of look at this like this. Your father is now engaged to a woman that he plans on marrying. He is not going to have as much time for you as he used to, okay? He is in a relationship now. And regardless of the fact that we don't respect, you know, the fact that the girl is 20 years, 25 years younger than him, we just can't, that's a choice that the man has made. And, just like if you were to have a girlfriend, or I don't know if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, I don't even know. I think you are a boy. I don't know if you have a girlfriend or not, but if you get sidetracked, if you get busy with your significant other, you don't really have as much time. And that's probably something that you're going to have to get used to. It would be the same as if the girl was 40 years old, probably. Okay. He is going to be now occupying his time most of the time with his fiance. Now, I would probably feel some kind of way too if I knew that my dad's girlfriend was probably the same age as me. I'm assuming you were around that same age. And so I would know that the games that my people my age play, okay, speaking of like somebody that's 20 years old. So I probably would have some sort of like, kind of way feeling towards her as well. But there ain't really nothing you can do about it now. Now, the part about him not sending you money and having to check with her and all that, I mean, I don't know. That kind of stuff happens sometimes, even in any kind of relationship. Because now they have their finances together, and it's general respect to check, with your fiance or whatever. Technically, it's not his responsibility to take care of you if you are over 18. However, I mean, I know that kids need help at 20 years old and things like that. So, I mean, he's doing what he can do. Now, it's a bad space. Now, have you told your dad how you feel about this girl? I don't really know what to tell you. It's going to be, I mean, your father has a girlfriend and he's going to marry her. She's 25 years younger than her. We can't do nothing about that, okay? Things are going to change. The dynamics of you guys' relationship are going to change, but it would change anyway, even if this girl was 30 or 35. I think maybe you have more of an issue with the fact that she's so young and has now kind of taken up some of your space. And that's understandable. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel that way, but I'm just kind of telling you that you probably are going to have to get used to that. Now, who knows if it's going to work out? That's not really for any of us to say. I kind of feel like if the girl hasn't done anything to you, maybe you might need to reevaluate how you feel. Now, it might be more to the story. You didn't really write me that much and tell me exactly what's going on. But she hasn't done anything to you, and this is really just your dad, not being as available, not having funds as available as they used to be. I really think that maybe you should think about it some more and try to, just support your dad in whatever it is that he's trying to do. Okay. If the shit is kind of messed up anyway, it's going to fall through. Okay. So sometimes we just got to sit back and let it happen. Okay. And watch it, implode or explode, and then when it does, you just be there to pick up the pieces. Sometimes we know in our hearts that it ain't gonna work. They don't know that, so you just that's kind of how I feel about it. Without knowing more about the story, that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't even know if that's gonna help you, but anyway, good luck to you. I met this guy last year in August. He tried to talk to me, but because of who he was, I declined the offer. He is known for being the guy that all girls want. So, of course, in relationships, he cheats. Eventually, he got my number, and I started to entertain him. As the months went by, I started to realize that our casual conversation wasn't casual. I knew that if this went any further, I was going to end up hurt, so I cut him off in December. For 2 months, it seemed like I ran into him more than ever. February came around, and somehow we started talking then, but he was in a relationship. He broke up with her to be with me. We've been going out for a couple of months, but we always argue. I really care about him and might even be in love with him, but the arguments make me wonder if we should break up. What should I do? Girl, you all over the place with this letter. What should you do? How do you feel? Do you feel that, if you argue all the time, then what's the use? If you were somebody who's, listen, I know how it is to get that one that's just too fine, okay? We done all had that one that we felt like we was just lucky. I had one in the past. I was like, he is just the most beautiful thing. I used to just look at him and be like, Lord, I'm so lucky. The shit ended terribly. A big old mess, but I was just so thankful for the for the Lord for letting me be with him for that little bit of time. But you already know all these things about him. You said that he's the one that everybody wants. He cheats a lot. He kind of broke up with somebody to be with you, and all of these things. That doesn't seem like the most ideal person. I'm not trying to say that somebody can't change, and you guys are young, so I'm sure that, these things happen at this age. But if you argue all the time, that is not a good relationship, okay? It's hard to build a relationship. I know some people think that there's passion and all of that when you're that age, but honey, let me tell you. All that arguing is so tiresome, okay? You want a relationship where you could just be chilling, have a good time, sit back, relax, okay? Go to the movies, go dancing, go hang out, go get drunk. Have fun, okay? It should not be no whole bunch of rigmarole and fussing and carrying on just because the person is beautiful, handsome, good looking, whatever it is. You really need to kind of think about what it is that you want in a relationship. Do you want somebody that's good arm candy but has absolutely zero personality, or somebody who is an asshole, somebody who is a jerk, somebody you can't trust, somebody you can't talk to, somebody that you're fussing with all the time? No, that's not what you want, okay? Sometimes we have to sacrifice one thing for the other, okay? So the next one you get, maybe he ain't gonna be as cute, but he gonna be real loyal. He's gonna be faithful. He's gonna be trustworthy. He's gonna, you know what I mean? I can't tell you if you should be with this boy or not, but I'm just gonna tell you that whatever it is that you want in your relationship, if he's not giving it to you, then that's not the one you need to be with. Okay, y'all not married. You ain't even. This is a few months or something, child. It ain't even that difficult to cut all this right now. I'm not trying to minimize the relationship, but you having all these. You was already apprehensive before you guys got together, and since you've been together, all you do is fight. It doesn't sound like it's something that you need to be holding on to me. Okay, so that's really all I got to say. Y'all, I love these letters today. I am a 19-year-old aspiring rapper, producer, and musical engineer. I have a lot of talent and believe that I can make it based on the feedback I get from peers and people who listen to my music. My problem is that during my high school years, I experimented with the gay lifestyle, and after graduation in my first year of college, I have lost attraction towards the same sex completely and have started dating women again. Many people from my hometown know about my sexuality, and many don't. Do you think that my past will affect my success in the hip-hop industry? And should I bring it up when I meet people in the industry, such as record executives and managers? I've only had one major boyfriend, and it was never physical, just emotional. P.S. My mother loves your channel and your hair. My hair is tripping today. You know how the hip-hop industry is. You know how the music industry is in general. In general, it's very homophobic on the surface, just from us looking. Once you get up in there, from what I understand, you might find that you might be surrounded by quite a few more homosexuals than you know. But I know that in general on the top, they don't take too kindly to somebody gay, just outwardly gay, trying to infiltrate and break into the hip hop scene. Now, it's not that it hasn't been done. We know Frank Ocean recently came out, and you know, after some fanfare, then it died away. Nobody really cares anymore. He took the steam out of the stigma, you know, by coming out on his own and not letting anybody else kind of force him out the closet and, you know, expose him and things like that. And he's had success even afterwards. But really nobody else has done that. I don't know. I am not in the music industry, so maybe somebody that's watching this can tell you, but I don't think I would just go around telling folks. But you're going to go into a meeting and just be like, yes, hello, I'm so-and-so. I'm a hip-hop artist, and I used to be gay back in the day, but now I'm not anymore. You know, you're not going to do all that. I think gradually, as time goes on, if you feel the need, if you get to the point where, you know, it starts to look like things are starting to happen for you, then maybe if you trust... you know, if you trust to the person to tell them about your past, then you can. Now, this whole thing about you used to be attracted to gay people, I mean, you used to be attracted to men and now you're not anymore. I would be remiss if I know there's some people that's looking at that like, okay, because you know what they say, a lot of times if you are gay, if you ever had the attraction for a man, how do you just all of a sudden not be attracted? I mean, I can't help who I'm attracted to. If I'm attracted to men, then how does that go away all of a sudden? So and I'm not saying that you're lying or nothing. I just have the question. How is it that, you know, at one point you were for men and then you're not? I mean, could you possibly be bisexual? Okay, and then I know that there are some that will say even bisexual men are really actually gay men who are afraid to commit to being gay, and instead are going back and forth because they're not sure how they'll be accepted. So they go, you know, to women, you know, for appearances. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying because I know people are going to think all of these different things. So I'm just trying to give you all of the different views. But yeah, I don't think I would say anything right away. But, you know, as time went on, then maybe that could be part of your thing, okay? And to just, like Frank Ocean did, to take the steam out of it, because it's always worse when somebody else exposes you and makes it look like you're trying to hide something. I don't know. You could maybe tell, if you get to this point, you could tell these record execs or whatever, and then maybe they can direct you better. Okay, I think that's just kind of it. But like I said, you might find yourself being up in there with a whole bunch of homosexuals anyway, so who knows? Good luck to you. I'm a 24-year-old woman engaged to a 29-year-old man. We have been together for 4 years and have had plenty of turbulent times, from breakups to him spending time in jail. We have experienced a lot. However, each time we always seem to come back together stronger than ever. He believes we are destined to be, and I would agree that I also hold the same belief. Anyway, I'm writing you because of a discussion we had the other day. We were conversing on the roles of today's black men and how they are changing within the home. I told him that I believe that a lot of women today are okay with being the head of the household. However, I feel like that devalues the role of the man. He then comments and says that he wants a woman who is strong and can stand on her own 2 feet. So then I question his answer and ask, if I'm able to stand on my own, then what would be the point of view? He doesn't answer and tries to change the subject to avoid confrontation. However, for some reason, this statement really irked me. When I looked at our relationship over the years, he has always pushed me to succeed with regard to my education and career. However, when it comes to his own success, he isn't concerned. He has often said that we'll focus on himself later. While having a criminal record is a setback for him, I still believe that if he put forth the work, then he could have more for himself as well. But for some reason, he is comfortable living vicariously through me, and the more I succeed, the more it's starting to bother me. It's not that I'm trying to down what he is doing right now, but I just want him to show more drive and ambition. A man without dreams or goals is just dead to me. Do you think we will be able to overcome these differences, or will my continued success lead me to outgrow him? How can I motivate him without sounding like I'm trying to judge his present situation? Thanks in advance. This is such a good letter. It was kind of long, but it's such a good letter because I have had these kind of discussions before. I 100% understand. I totally understand what you mean. To me, there is nothing less desirable than a man who is not motivated to do anything. I have always felt that the man should be the man of the house. Okay, I feel like the man should be the one that makes the final decisions. I feel like the man should be the one that handles the man stuff in the house. Okay, I just kind of feel like in certain ways, I really do look at a relationship, a marriage, in traditional terms, meaning that the man is supposed to do the man stuff and the woman is supposed to do the woman stuff. Now, you know, I'm not going to get into what the man and the woman stuff are. You guys know when I say traditional roles, what I mean. What is unfortunate is that what has happened in a lot of cases that men will get with women who are very independent. Okay, that is the attraction. Okay, oh, she's got a job. Oh, she's got a car. Oh, she's got her own place. Okay, you get with a woman who's been used to doing everything. The man kind of likes that. They get together with them, and then the woman continues in that role. Okay, if the man does not step up to the plate, the woman continues in that role, and it's really kind of running the whole relationship. Yes, what is the purpose of having a man there if you're doing everything? It almost gets to the point where you get frustrated because you kind of feel like you got a hangers on. Okay, he's there. That's one more thing to be taken care of around the damn house. Yes, it's good that he continues to lift you up and push you. That's a great asset of a man who can stand behind their woman. However, if they're not doing anything and they're just continuously pushing you forward, pushing you forward, pushing you forward, after a while, like I said, you kind of feel like you have one more mouth to feed, one more person to be taken care of. And then it makes it harder and you start to feel guilty because then you realize that, oh, this is one good thing about him, that he's always been in my corner. So then it looks like you are being kind of a bitch if you are, you know, telling him that he's not doing anything, but he's always been so supportive of you. It's frustrating. That whole thing, I'm telling you, I've had so many discussions about this kind of stuff. Is very, very frustrating. And all I will tell you is if he hasn't really gotten it together now, if he hasn't really gotten it together in the past, I don't know what the kick in the ass is going to have to be to really get him out and going, but I don't know if he will ever, you know, rise to the occasion and be as successful a man as you would want him to be, to match your status and things like that. A lot of times these things do not change. I can tell you that. If they are used to you always being a certain way, taking care of business, making sure the house is this way, making sure everything is done, paying the bills, blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't change. Okay, and you are setting up your relationship to be like that forever, and you will continue, and eventually you are going to get so frustrated with the whole thing that, you know, you're going to really want to act out in whatever way that you will. So I know it's hard. I know it is hard to try to motivate a man, try to keep their ego in mind and not hurt them in a way where it's degrading. And I'm just saying, if you can talk to him and really hit home to him how you feel, and try to keep all that in mind, egos and pride and all of this, even with, you know, the delicacy of how he feels, maybe because he's been in jail, all of that, take into consideration. Try to come up with some kind of conversation that it would really, you know, that maybe he could really understand how you feeling. But I'm gonna tell you what, if it's been set up like this, it's been going on for some years, it will continue on. That was a great letter, okay, and just to let a lot of women know that sometimes we can love a man to death, but we can't fix them. And if we create a living space for them where they just don't have to do anything, really, they just never end up doing anything. So I think you'll end up outgrowing him. Okay, I'm sorry to say that, but got to be realistic in this situation. I've seen it happen quite a few times. Okay, so good luck to you. I hope it works out for you one way or the other. Hey Rox, me and my best friend have been friends for 10 years now. We have been through a lot together. Lately it feels like our lives do not mesh anymore. She's engaged and pregnant and I am in school. To get to the point, her and her fiance have been going through a lot, and I have been by her side every step of the way, but I've been going through a lot also. The person that I was with for 3 years gave me an STD, and the breakup was extremely hard for me, but whenever I try to talk to her about how I am feeling, she either does not reply to my messages or calls Or she gives me a quick little answers like move on, I guess, and then she is right back to talking about herself. I am always there for her no matter how busy I am, but when it comes to her being there for me, she just brushes me off like my problems do not exist. It's getting so old, I'm tired of it, but I do not want to just walk away from our friendship because she is the only person I actually trust to tell my personal business to. But then again, I cannot continue to be friends with somebody who cannot even acknowledge me when I'm obviously hurting. What do you think I should do? This letter is interesting. You know, a lot of times friendships go through a lot, okay? There are some friendships withstand the test of time. You have some friends that you talk to every day. You have some friends that you might not talk to for years, but you pick up like it was like you guys just talked the day before. And then you have some friendships that outgrow each other. You were the best of friends at one time, and then all of a sudden you guys see that you're not seeing things eye to eye. Some friendships kind of get pulled and tested. You guys are at a point in your lives where there's a whole lot of changes going on. You're in school, so you have all the stress of being in school and having classes and taking tests and, you know, deadlines and things like that, the whole school life. And then your friend has a whole nother life. She's pregnant, she's about to get married. You guys don't really have that much in common right now. You have to kind of look at your friendship as how it has always been. I have some friends that have always been a little bit more self-absorbed, okay? Every time you talk to them, you just have to kind of get ready for the fact that they about to tell you all of their business. And then after they finish telling you all of that, they be like, girl, let me get off this phone. I've been on here long enough with you. You'd be like, wait a minute, I ain't even get to say nothing. And then you have some friends that are really, really, really supportive, always want to hear, always trying to help, things like that. What friend is she? If she's going through a lot on her end, it might be really kind of hard for her to get out of her zone and see your problems. I'm not saying that that's really a good quality of hers, but I think that a lot of times when you get so deep up in your shit, it is hard to see anything else. Maybe you could tell her have you told her how you felt? Have you told her like, gosh, every time I talk to you, you don't even really seem like you're concerned. Like, what is it? Do you not want to hear about my problems? Or are you just so sidetracked about your problems that you can't even really try to figure out my shit on, you know, on top? You know, maybe you could ask her that, because maybe she doesn't even realize she's doing it. Sometimes we can be so wrapped up in our problems, so tunnel vision of just like everything is just like, all I see is what is right ahead of me. All this extra on the side we don't see. Okay, you the extra on the side right now. So maybe she doesn't even realize she's doing it. I've had friends tell me at times that I wasn't trying to listen to them and that I was so wrapped up in my own shit. So, you know, sometimes they just have to tell you. And then you back up and then you be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I did that. So maybe you should let her know that you feeling that she's neglecting your friendship. And then if she's just like, I'm sorry, but I just got so much on my plate, I can't really worry about anything else, you know, then you got to make the decision there. If your friendship is stretching to the point where it snaps and breaks, then that's just what it is. Then we have to just move on. Some relationships grow and some relationships end. So I hope that after you talk to her and you guys can come to some kind of agreement. But if you can't, then, you know, just be open to knowing that maybe this friendship has run its course, okay? Y'all, this letter. Lord have mercy. I need some advice. My best friend of 2 years is going through a separation with his wife, baby mother. They have had an open relationship marriage, and she didn't mind him doing nice things for me, like us going on dates and him taking me shopping. She recently cheated on him while he was deployed, and he's filing for divorce from her. It's getting quite nasty, and he shares it all with me. I have always envied her life because I wasn't his wife. We have never kissed or had sex until after their separation. I can't help but want to make him mine now. Although I know he's hurting, how long should I wait before I let him know how I feel about him to avoid the friend zone? Boy, y'all be having some shit going on, don't you? Girl, there's another letter, one of them letters that is all over the place. Okay. Open relationships, open marriages are such bad ideas to me. I don't know if I know of any that are able to stay successful, okay? Because if you have an open relationship, you're just inviting other people into your home, into your marriage, into your soul. I mean, you know, it's just all that open relationship and open marriages thing. Like, it's just not a good idea to me. Okay, I know it's a good old time. We talking about threesomes and having all this, and you know, folks kind of making sure that the spice stays there. But what if they find somebody else that is much spicier in bed than what they got at home? Okay, then you got to start worrying about trust issues and worrying if they're doing something and all this, and then of course the whole fact that you might cheat. Okay, so this lady cheated on the husband. I don't even know how. I mean, I guess maybe he didn't know about this, even though they had an open relationship. I guess she's supposed to tell him about the people that she sees or something like that. And then he's seeing something. He's dating you. You know, you feeling like you in a relationship with this guy. He's doing all this stuff for you. You jealous of the wife. I mean, just what? All this is foolishness. No. Okay, let me stop. Okay, I'm being judgmental. Okay, let me back up. You want to be in a relationship with him, but you're trying to wait. I mean, you already are in some sort of relationship with him already. I mean, I'm sure he knows how you feel about him. Have you told him? I mean, if he's going through the girl, I'm really trying to understand this, but are you going to be sharing him with somebody else? I mean, are you guys going to have an open relationship as well? The way you guys' relationship kind of started, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I guess if I was just gonna not think about all this other stuff you told me, I would just say let him get through his divorce and be there for him as a friend, and you know, let the cards fall wherever they fall. But all this, you know, sounds like you pretty happy now. The fact that the wife cheated and she's out of there, and you know, this is a good opportunity for you to move in. And yeah, it's just a whole bunch of craziness to this letter. Somebody else got some good advice for her down there? Y'all leave it and let her know. Hey Rox, I need your advice. Me and my husband started doing role play sex just to spice our sex life. Ever since I read the book 50 Shades, and me and my husband became more happy in doing lots of role playing. I am very light skinned, so I bruise very fast. My sister saw me change one time. My clothes, and she convinced herself that my husband is abusing me. I told her it's not what she thinks, but she's driving me crazy because my sister is way older. She might not get it, so I don't know what to do. Should I tell her what's really going on? My husband said to ignore her. I am torn. Y'all, I love it. I love it. I think that is the funniest little story. I mean, I know you're all upset about it and everything. I'm not trying to make light of your situation, but girl, just go and tell her, listen, we was kind of getting a little rough and frisky. Now, we done all been there. Had a handprint, like right here, you know, something around the neck. Just tell her, girl, we done got a little frisky up in there. Things got a little rougher, and that's kind of what the result is. I think it's great that you and your husband are trying to spice up your sex life and do. I mean, whatever you got to do to keep the fire going in the bedroom if you're married. I don't see no problem with it. So if your sister's worried about it, honey, right away I'd have been like, girl, let me tell you, shit. Some of the best times end up with a bruise, you ask me. I'm with your husband. If you either ignore her or even easier than that, just tell her what happened. And if she's older, she's either going to be embarrassed and leave it alone, or she going to get with the program. I mean, either way, it don't even matter. Okay, this is your relationship with your husband. What your sister thinks that you guys do in the comfort of your own bedroom ain't got shit to do with your sister. So, yeah, girl. I just thought that was the cutest little letter though, because you and your husband, y'all was getting it in, huh? I have a friend who is very, very, very complicated. He gets pissed off over the smallest things, always gets in these depressed moods. He will make jokes about different things, but when we try to joke around with him, he just gets offended. Long story short, almost everyone in our group of friends are to the point where they want to cut him off, but for some reason I feel like I have to help him because I used to suffer from depression and see the symptoms in him. And I'm kind of concerned. Should I try to be a good friend and help him, or just leave it alone, because talking to him at times is like talking to a brick wall? Yeah, I know about issues of depression too. I have had depression issues myself and in my family. So I kind of know, you know, how it is to see somebody else suffering from depression and then feeling like, gosh, I really want to help them. I just don't really know how. Especially if he's moody and he's, you know, confrontational, and he's everybody's afraid to you know, everybody's on pins and needles around him. What you can do is just mention to him, just try to get him in when he's at one of his most, you know, even keel stages, when he's having a good day, and really just try to talk to him about how he is and how he's starting to turn everybody a certain way. He might not even know, because like I said before, sometimes you're so wrapped up in your own problems that you don't even realize that you are turned off to everybody else around you. Try to help him by saying, maybe you need to go to the doctor. Maybe there's something that, you know, you need to express to a third party, somebody who is not involved in your life, who can, you know, give you some clarity and kind of guide you and direct you. You might need medication. I mean, you know, I don't know if you're black or not, but I know that in the black community, nobody really kind of wants to admit that we got some psychological problems. We fucked up in the head, okay? Some of us more so than others. Anxiety problems, we need medication. I mean, all of that is okay. Okay, if we have these issues and they have medications out that can help you, or even if it's not medicated, but even if it's just the comfort of an ear, somebody that is trained to try to help you overcome some of these issues, then that's what you should do. Even though they're starting to come around, a lot of them still have that mentality like, oh, I can handle this. Okay, this ain't, you know, ain't nobody got time to be going to no doctor and all of this. So all you can do is tell him, I really would like to see you, you know, get to a point where you don't feel so tormented and just be so upset and mad and fussing and carrying on all the time. Because really, you can let him know. People is about ready to be done with you. Then it's up to him to just kind of figure out what he's going to do from there. There's nothing else you can do after that. Let him know about your experiences with depression. You know, relate it to yourself, not be so accusatory and be like, you. Just be like, you know, I know when I had it. I know when I was going through depression. I know when, you know, and kind of make it feel like you're not, you know, just making him feel like he just crazy and he just tripping all the time. And then, like I said, it'll be up to him to take it from there. There's this guy I talk to almost every single day for hours every time for almost a year now. There may be like 5 days out of the entire month that we don't talk. I date other guys and he messes around with females, and we talk about each other open. We talk about this with each other openly. He has a very flexible job and is able to talk to me at work as well as in his free time. So can a guy just sit there and talk to a female day in and day out for hours and not like her at all like that? I tell him jokingly that I know he talks to me because he is bored, which is fine, but he always shoots that down and says he isn't bored and can actually be doing work or something else. We see each other sometimes, but not often at all, which is the confusing part about me thinking he may or may not like me. I know I can ask him what his point is, but I want your perspective about what you may think he is trying to do. His attitude is so playful and nonchalant, so it's hard to decipher. Since we are not dating, you may think, why does it matter? But I do like him. I am suspecting that something else is going on. I can't put my finger on it. We flirt with one another too, so what do you think? P.S. We've never had sex, just to clarify, to help you answer with your take on the situation. I think I have even been in this kind of situation long time ago, and that friendship just kind of dwindled away. I never could understand why it was that this guy liked to stay on the phone with me, you know, day in and day out all the time for hours and hours, but nothing ever really came of it. I just kind of chalked it off as that we were friends, okay? We, you know, now we're both a man and a woman, so yeah, it would be the little flirty things every now and then, but nothing never happened. I mean, it was never any kind of romantic thing involved. So yeah, it was confusing. I know exactly what you mean. What I think I could say, maybe how I felt about it, was I kind of was attracted, but I had this friendship and I didn't want to mess it up. And on his end, I don't really know what he was thinking. Now, I don't know if I had just become a crutch. Okay, he just felt like he wanted to talk to somebody and I was an ear. I was a, you know, an easy person to talk to. I've been told that I'm a pretty easy person to talk to. I don't even know. I'm going to ask the men that watch this video and some women who've been in the same situation to tell me, what do you think? You know, you guys have an emotional connection. You talk on the phone all the time, but then there's no physical connection there. A lot of times emotional connections can make us get to thinking all crazy, not really knowing what exactly this is. Emotional connections are much stronger than physical connections a lot of times, and that can kind of confuse the issue even more. So Child, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what he's thinking. He might just like to talk to you. I mean, it might just be that simple. He just might like to sit and talk to you all the time. You guys have a good time and laugh and all this. There may be a little bit of attraction there, but not enough for him to act on it. Obviously. Anybody else had any kind of advice for her? I guess you could ask him, like you said, ask him and see where his head is at. And if he tells you that no, he just kind of thinks of you as a friend, I guess that would be that then, huh? All right, you guys, that's it. I have a lot of other letters, but some of them are so long. I can't. You guys, please, you guys have got to do these letters shorter, minute and a half. Unless it is the most compelling letter in this world. If you guys have any questions that you want to send me for Roxicology, send it to the email address that's on the screen. That's itsrox@gmail.com. I am thinking about coming up with another email for my Roxicology videos, because I'm starting to get so many comments that I'm missing a lot of letters, and it's my fault. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do about that. So anyway, we'll see. Guys, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar below. Okay? All right. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.